There he is! Lord Don Hong!
Quick, we must assist him!
What are you doing here? Where's Fainan?
We're under Lord Fainan's orders to escort both of you to safety, no matter the cost. Leave this to me and the Holy City Guards. Zeph, take them and go.
Wait, Namazani. That black-clad swordmaster.
At some point earlier, they suddenly froze in place, not moving at all. Like some kind of omen. No! Don't get too close. That thing's black flames are burning hot. I don't know what's happening, but leaving is the best option.
I don't know which demigod graced us with this miracle. Please, come with us.
The Flame Reaver isn't pursuing us. Could this really be some kind of divine intervention?
We can't stay here for long. Lady Trinan's sentry gate is just outside the city. Let's keep moving.
Our experience in Amfореus has far exceeded expectations. If our goal was just to replenish fuel, then mission accomplished. But you're right. For now, let's get back in contact with the Express and plan our next move. That's the safest course of action. We need more information.
On that note, I have a proposal.
Who's there?
I hope to convey a message to the two nameless.
Mr. Screwlam?
Who are you? Stand down. I order you to maintain a distance of 10 paces.
It's okay, guard. This one is not our enemy.
It has been a while, nameless of the Astral Express. I'm glad I arrived in time to stop that black-clad one from harming you further.
So it was you.
It was fortunate we found you in time. Madame Herta and I were both quite relieved.
You two know this anti-Cathiran? Does he come from the same people as Counselor Lygus?
Don't worry, guard. This gentleman is an ally of the Trailblaze. Would you mind giving us a moment to speak in private?
Of course. We'll wait nearby. Please, stay safe.
I fully understand your situation. For now, the only thing I can do is temporarily freeze that black-clad one in place. Time is limited, so I'll keep this brief. The place where you stand, Amfореus, is a world constructed from data and memoria, an experimental field of a certain eon. And now, this isolated sandbox world is rapidly falling into a third path. Destruction.
Destruction.
Conclusion. If Amfореus continues unchecked on this course, a Lord Ravager will complete its evolution and metamorphosis, and emerge from the surging tides. The cosmos as we know it will suffer irreversible consequences. The disaster that this Lord Ravager intends to trigger may be far more severe than the Law Fu's Stellaron crisis, because its goal is the Eon of Erudition. Putting aside the complex details of the inferences involved, I have a request to make. For one of you nameless to stay behind on Amfореus, acting as an informant, in order to prevent the wrath of destruction from ravaging the cosmos. This world is enveloped in a firewall that defies explanation, and the flow of time here is also different from reality. Madame Herta and I can only tear open a gap and project images inside. However, the accidental crash landing of the express car notwithstanding, both of you were able to successfully land here. There must be some principle behind this we have yet to fully grasp. It will take time to uncover the reason. Before then, if one of the Nameless is willing to stay and witness the fate of this world, or to push it along when necessary, it would be of great assistance.
Mr. Screwlum, I believe you. So I only have one thing I'd like to confirm with you. As Amfореus is already facing its end, how can we guarantee the safety of the person who stays behind?
Look at this, if you would. This curio is called a chronocognitive anchor. The two of you may view it as a kind of space anchor in the world of erudition. As long as you carry it with you, your individual data structure will be protected and will remain unaffected by the influence of digital tsunamis. When required, it can also serve as a bridge for communications between the internal and external world. Of course, it is not curio with unlimited uses. May only be held by one person. The connection being interfered with. Decide quickly as possible. 2 final messages. 1 Intellectron named Ligus, possibly the primary culprit behind everything. 2 Ursa discovered a clue. Miss March has already been drawn into Amfореus.
Cold. It's freezing. Hold on. Am I dreaming? This is way too strange. Everything's spinning. And I can see webaboos flying around. But I was literally just talking to Himeko. How did I... When did I... That's it! She warned me about this place right before Klipoth glimpsed her. Oh no. Have I accidentally walked onto some weird path? Have I done something crazy without remembering? Unless forcing Pom-Pom into new outfits and borrowing Mr. Yang's shoulder massager counts. Hold up. No way! Stepping onto the path of elation can't be this simple, right?
Child of remembrance, step forth into the depths of the path space.
Who's there? Hey, cut it out. If you're there, just come out and talk, okay? You're freaking me out. I can't even think straight. Hold on. Is that a gate?
Cast aside your fears. Step forward through the gate of memory.
The voice. Is it showing me the way out? At last, I finally caught up. Hey, are you all right? I'll be okay. Just not used to running around. Say, March, got a moment to talk before you make your decision? Wait, that was you? Pushing the gate away? Sending those warnings?
Yep, named Cyrene. It means ripples of past reverie.
Easy to remember, right? Wait a minute. We actually look quite alike, don't we? Yeah. Your pink hair is just as eye-catching as mine. And we're both bright, pretty, and positive girls. Talk about coincidence. Wow, you're quite the smooth talker. But I can't disagree. Wait, you know my name is March? Have we met? No, but I've witnessed your story through those memories just now. It's incredible, really. We might have more in common than you think. I know exactly what you're going through, which is why I don't want to see you exploited or hurt. You know what I'm going through? I know, because I've been exactly where you are. This empty space has been my home for ages. I barely remember what time feels like anymore. But there's something I'll never forget. Trust me, that gate won't give you what you want. You mean those people? They're lying? Luring me into a trap? Yes, convincing, weren't they? They've studied your memories, using your deepest wishes against you. How dare they manipulate a young girl's feelings like that? If you go through that door, the worst-case scenario is you'll become their pawn, losing control over your own fate forever. You've seen what's on the other side? I may be stuck here with missing memories like you, but I still recall fragments of my homeland where I grew up. That door leads to Amfореus. Trust me, it's anything but welcoming. For ages, I've watched people walk through that door. They couldn't see or hear my calls. The voices beyond always promised safety, but I've never seen anyone return safely. So I had to try and stop you. To be honest, I'm not sure what to believe. But the fact that you're here, putting in all this effort to warn me, that means something. Tell me, Cyrene, how can I return to my world? It's really easy, actually. Just turn around and walk away from this place.
The girl cannot be trusted. Through the door, save the garden. Both of you, children of remembrance.
They never give up, do they? But don't let them sway you. Stick to your path. The return journey could take ages, longer than most lives. But that path will lead you home. Thank you, Cyrene. I know what I need to do. I'm going through that gate. Into Amfореus. Wait, what? Don't worry. I believe you. It's just that, for me, the only place I can call home is right beside my friends. Two of my closest friends are already on their way to Amfореus. They may seem capable, but only I know. They're absolute disasters waiting to happen. They won't last 5 minutes in a new world without me. That's why I need to go through. Amfореus or not, when the three of us are together, there's nothing we can't handle. We'll explore, understand, establish, and connect. After that, we'll find our way home together. I see. You've got people who mean the world to you, too. That is so heartwarming. March, if that's what you've decided, you have my full support. Birds of a feather we are, looking all sweet and innocent, but with hearts of fire. Oh, stop. You're making me blush. Well then, I guess this is it. Do you think we'll see each other again? Who knows? But don't worry about me. After all this time here, I've grown quite used to chatting with my imaginary friends. Since Amfореus is your homeland, if there's a way to help you, my companions and I will do everything we can. Then I'll look forward to that day. Your story awaits, March. Make it an epic one.
But you, Lord Fainon, will bury the old world with that core flame, bringing all things into a gray unknown.
It doesn't matter. This cruel, flame-chased journey has made me abandon my fantasies. The future is not a paradise with a gentle west wind waiting for us to step in. If what lies ahead is a mass of chaos, I will tear it apart. Then usher in the first ray of blazing sunlight. Is it you?
With one last chance to turn back, you still step forward. How befitting of a trailblazer. As it happens, I find myself thinking the exact same thing. As our world nears its end, the ones who walk the infinite paths have embraced their destiny. As the Theoros, it is my duty to witness the world's future and oversee this final core flame ritual on their behalf. The trial of world-bearing, the ritual of Era Nova. Ah, I see. So you met my kindred spirit before I could erase his traces.
Partner, what are you saying? I've had my suspicions. How does a native Antikytheran know so much about repairing vehicles from beyond the sky? Lord Lycus, how much do you truly know about Era Nova? Tell us everything.
Very well. I need no longer maintain this Theoros masquerade. You seek truth, Lord Fainon, and truth you shall have. As you know, when the old gods fell, someone had to bear their broken pillars to fill the vacant seats. Those who would assume divine authority must prove themselves through trials. Yet, for Kefali's demigods, the possibility of overcoming the trials has forever been non-existent. For the world-bearing trial is the divine duty itself. Bringing forth the Era Nova and bearing its weight is an endless ordeal, ceasing only upon collapse. Precisely. The Era Nova ritual is not something that can be completed in an instant, no, but a long and arduous journey. While the sacrificial journeys of other demigods conclude in this world, Kefali must shoulder the gods' core flames, bear the memories of all worlds, and stand unwavering. Until the next world, when the black tide consumes the bearer, and all that they carry, leaving nothing behind.
Unless their core flame finds a new bearer.
The holy flame that illuminates all worlds rests in your hands. All that remains is one choice. Nurture it, pass it on to future generations, or extinguish it here and now. Deliverer, the fate of all worlds rests in your hands.
Enough testing. I've made my decision. But before I ignite the dawn of the next world, you need to promise me something. Two things, actually.
Speak your terms.
Promise me this. Professor Anax's vision of the new world is absolute. The world will be reborn from my memories. All souls, living and dead, will return as the first humans, unchanged from their past lives. And my friends, the fallen demigods, they shall transcend the cycle to become new titans. Our heroes shall not have died in vain.
Of course. This I can guarantee.
Good. The second one. Promise me the Trailblazer can return safely to her homeland, unbound by Amfореus' loss.
My apologies, but I cannot promise this. As you mentioned, she now bears the Time Titan's authority. Her bonds with this world run too deep. Well, I stand corrected. An outsider like her does have ways to defy destiny.
Thank you, my friend, for everything you've done for this world. Though the next world may not remember, I shall never forget.
As the Theoros, I declare, Amfореus has determined her path. Step forward, heroes. Follow her path and see it through. Behold, O gods, Amfореus has achieved her victory, and the Era Nova approaches. The radiant soul has arrived, having walked through the bustling nights, bearing the golden fire and blood, stepping with pride into daylight.
He is the pure child, walking upon the path of yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
He is the first to be born, first to be named among the nameless.
Eternal in form, limitless in reach. He treads the endless night underfoot.
Greatest of kings, protector of the displaced, raising humanity's children above their adversaries.
The firmament of molten gold courses through his very bones and flesh.
The greatest of schemes reveal against his breath and words.
In the golden lakes of that beautiful new world, he shall wash himself clean.
There. Finish what we first and last wished for. To write an ending unlike any before, for this world we so deeply love.
Come, partner. Join me. The time has come for us all to face oblivion, or embark on one final grand journey.
What a magnificent and epic adventure. The hero's journey reaches its end, and the truth behind the Era Nova is about to be revealed. Is that truly the case? Here, as the Theoros, allow me to humbly request that you find a moment to listen to what I have witnessed. This is about the nature of Amfореus itself. A story of the prime mover of life. My, what a broad topic this is. Where shall we start? Got it. Let's start at the very beginning. The Big Bang, the birth of particles, the emergence of all things. Just kidding. What I mean to say is that time, space, matter, all concepts exist solely because we perceive them. This is called the erudition. Without it, the universe would merely be a chaotic book written by chance, yet unread by anyone. As your acquaintance, Lord Anaxagoras, suggested, everything in Amfореus exists through new spores, living in the memories of those yet to come. Oh, how beautifully it aligns, revealing universal truths in such simple terms. Only he could solve the riddle of what exactly are we? Oh, but you'll remember, even as the embodiment of reason, one mystery remained beyond his grasp.
If that is the case, whose memories did the very first new spore sprout from?
As sages across ages have asked the gods, what is the prime mover of life? But let's set aside the gross teachings for now. Look further, past Amfореus, to what they call the Forbidden Realms beyond the sky. Do you know of the Scholar's strife? During that grand yet brutal war, waged in the name of erudition, a genius's legacy was abandoned, strewn across the cosmos. The scepters, a macrocosmic computational array beyond mortal comprehension. Made to emulate the Eon's thoughts, it became part of the Eon's cognition at birth. Scattered throughout the cosmos, these arrays act as celestial body neurons for Nous. But regrettably, as everyone knows, the erudition forsook them all. But what nobody knows is that, though forgotten, they never stopped seeking the divine answer. A question that survived war and disaster, stumping even the greatest minds, including both mechanical emperors. Now, we come to the real truth of Amfореus. What if, hypothetically, a scepter found the answer to the prime mover of life? If, through endless solitary extrapolations in the cosmic cold, the one deemed as a failure by the Eon of erudition found proof through the ages, what would happen? Perhaps the answer is simpler than you'd think. From a perishing neuron devolved into true life, reborn through the gaze of another Eon. This is a tale from the distant past, unknown to all, even unheard by the greatest geniuses. Now, let's leave the Scepter's story here, returning to where we began. What is the prime mover of life? Actually, you know the answer better than you realize. It's been by your side, accompanying you throughout this long journey. Right now, it awaits you ahead. In that brave new world, beyond the end of Genesis.
Take this wish with you. Be the one who begins it all. As the prophecy foretold, you will bear the blazing sun until the pale dawn breaks. Continue onward, bearing this world upon your shoulders until the Ashen Hero, the nameless deliverer, ushers in the dawn.
Such an odd dream. Strange. Like I've dreamed this before, but it all slips away when I wake. Only a voice remains. Who was that?
The sleepy village of Ides Elysiae, in just one fleeting moment, welcomed an array of legendary figures. The Weaver, Gatekeeper, Ruler, Traveler, Servant, Healer, and Scholar. Their stories and wishes showed the village boy glimpses of a world larger than he'd ever imagined. They brought tales of raging battles, of cities crowned in holy light, and of wonders beyond his understanding. Each story so far removed from his simple village life. Once, these were just images on his friend's oracle cards, and yet destiny now stirs in resonance with the maze. And now, they are right in front of one's eyes. A sun red as blood, wheat fields turning to dust, and in the heart of it all, a village aflame. In that moment, the boy stood in what felt like the end of existence itself.
These creatures, they're everywhere. Someone, anyone, where are you? No, it can't be.
Why did you?
Are you talking to me? No. That ribbon. Olivia. No. I should have known.
Save us. Save us.
Please. No. Stop. Please stop. Olivia, I'm so sorry. And these monsters, they're all... Why? Why is this happening?
When the black tide arrived, the wavering boy found resolve in his companions, and together they ran toward their first battlefield. In the far-off future, the land of Amfореus would bear the marks of the hero's footsteps. With sword in hand, he would inscribe an eternal mark in the golden epic. And when dawn broke over scorched earth, a boy, covered in wounds, buried the dead one by one. His silence heavier than the earth he moved. His home, his past, his name, all buried beneath the soil. His feet carried him forward, over the pillar of stone, beyond the chalice of plenty, through the deadly fogs of the hand of shadow. He wandered without direction, like a withered leaf drifting in the wind, through countless city-states, the smiling visage of the white-haired swordsman was etched into memories. Yet he did not walk without purpose. Deep in his heart, a voice always guided him forward to fulfill the wishes he had inherited, to brave peril, and to do all that was within his power to save those who needed saving. Those words his friend spoke long ago, when his journey began, lingered.
Protect those who must be protected.
The words were few, but they gave him all the certainty he needed.
That's what it means to be ordinary and choose to be more.
Onward he walked, until the call of the flame chase journey thundered across the land. In the vision painted by prophecy, humanity would triumph over the gods, seize the core flames, and ignite a new dawn for Amfореus.
Yet losses are a constant on the flame chase journey, where life too seems as small as a speck of dust. Only one who treats the world as their teacher can bear its eventual destiny. Are you prepared for such teachings?
The voice within spoke, and he answered softly.
No matter. My existence is of no consequence.
When the Gold Weaver called, he answered, traveling to the holy city. There the elders met his warrior's spirit, with nothing but scorn, condemning him to the barracks in derision. No one saw it coming, not the world, not even him. Yet, this nameless recruit stood at the gates of legend. And there, at last, he found the ones who would walk his path right beside him. This is a moment calculated by the gods. What comes after is no different from that which you already know. Some join, others leave, while flame chasers bear their faint light forward through the long night. Ah, come, your seat awaits after 13 heartbeats. Our heroes will be ferried to the final scene.
They say that the heroes of this world should be as countless as the stars. Yet now, we're the only ones left standing. So, in the end, the black tide still swallowed everything.
The West stands protected by mighty Skrymnoans. It will hold for the time being. Professor Anexa deployed wards in the north and east before. Their effectiveness is untested, but I believe in him. And Occam. We needn't fear for Aglaia. Even in death, she counts as the greatest among demigods. Her threads of romance weave an impenetrable shield, and the people answer her call, rallying to the city's defense. Let's move. Kefali is given their core flame. We must complete the Era Nova before the next entry hour. For Amfореus.
That only leaves 3 hours.
So, this is the last time we'll see her.
Fainan, we set out on this journey to answer the world's desire, didn't we?
That's what it means to be a Chrysosaur. So has it always been.
Then why? Why must Amfореus' wishes be so cruel? We made the best choices we could, whenever we could. But in the end, the prophecy that led us, this black tide swallowing everything. Why does it look like this?
I don't know. We haven't had any other choice except to move forward. Not for a long time now. Even if we only see the long, long night ahead, I still believe that through it, we'll find the dawn on the other side. Beyond these flames, a new sun will someday rise. So, to the Temple of the Three Fates. You'll take over Time's authority, and we'll return all the core flames to the Vortex. Then put this world's fate to its final rest. After which, we shall all face oblivion, or embark on one final grand journey. Not a single soul to be seen. So this is how the Vortex looks at the end of days. Looks like I've got company after all. But since you've made it here, so in the end you succeeded. Executioner.
Just shut up and get out of here!
Are you crazy, Mighty? Immortal or not, even if you're the demigod of strife.
Oh, I'm still no match for them.
No, I know you can. I just wanted to request that you witness the Era Nova with me. Together, let's prove that we're enough to transcend the prophesized fate.
Could it be that now, at the critical juncture, our mighty deliverer is chickening out? Scared of a stupid prophecy? I'll transcend the prophesized fate. All right. But I've got a better way. As the son of Gorgo, I'll prove myself with one last grand victory. Just like when I ripped out the old king's heart. Go. Leave this to me. If the black tide creatures block out the sun, then we Kremnoans will fight in the shade. And when I'm done with that executioner, we'll raise our cups where the west winds end.
The Vortex of Genesis. The last time I was here, I was returning the core flame of reason. I didn't have the time to observe it in too much detail back then. But a holy sanctuary of the Titans looks more like their frozen crypt to me.
Well, all the core flames do lie here now. It's my honor to walk the final stretch with a mind such as yours, Professor.
Oh, getting ahead of ourselves, are we?
Have you forgotten so quickly? I died for truth long ago. What walks with you now is but a thought in your mind.
Of course. How could I forget that?
But I'll say the same to you. It's my honor to walk this final stretch with you, too. Now go. Stand tall and finish your final task.
Yeah. Just leave it to me.
Time for that wretched executioner to pay what they owe.
Hey, little one. Are you scared? As brave as Hyacinth. Stay close, little Ika. What? No, not you two. I see. I won't squander your kindness, your hopes. So please, keep this bit of sky standing for me. Well, now there's one last thing I need to do before the Era Nova. Come, Executioner. Let this patch of clear sky show me where to strike.
There's water everywhere. This place is always so wet and sticky. Even my tail's getting heavy. Plus that burnt smell. And that sizzling noise. Yikes. Nobody from Dolos could stand this.
So you feel it too, huh?
Go on then. I'll handle the filth. Do what you need to do.
Let me fight with you. Better odds with two.
Hey, remember what the seamstress said? You know what really matters.
Yeah. I'll leave it to you then.
Wow, someone's not shy. Just so you know, I'm not in the business of making losing deals. I'll distract that executioner. You go turn the world's biggest lie into truth. Let me become the first wind of your new world.
Didn't you?
Yes. I've become Death's demigod, and shall never again walk the world of the living. What you see is the surging of the river of souls, brought on by the countless dead feeding it in these dark times. They cry out. Though dead, they'll converge into a torrent and guard the vortex to see the Era Nova fulfilled.
I will take all the wishes of the departed with me. Please, everyone, fight with me to the very last.
I hear them. The dead hail you. They're prepared. Go on, Deliverer. We'll keep that executioner in our shadows. The path before you leads to light and eternal flames.
Treeby, look. We made it to the vortex. That prophesied future. The flower fields where the west wind ends. Era Nova. We're so close now. You can't speak anymore. allow me to pause just a moment before I keep my promise. Let me answer your cruel fate by tearing that executioner's heart from the void.
All shall bid farewell to one, and that person alone will witness the miracle. Such is the will of fate.
So even the future revealed by the Titans may not come to pass.
The Era Nova. This unrivaled masterpiece. I have no regrets now that I may entrust it to my most trusted apprentice.
Are you saying?
Fate is ever unassailable. The golden threads tell me the black tide rushes toward the vortex, ready to swallow this place. I must weave the last of my humanity into a net to hold back the deluge. I shall have my final bath in warm and radiant gold. Now, the hour of fulfillment has come. Forgive me. I must snip away every risk to weave the strongest future for the new world. There is nothing more to say. We part here. I shall personally dispatch that wretched executioner, not with threads of gold, but with the steel tip of a needle.
You really think you're prepared? Allow me to give you a warning most earnest. Once you see what these memories hide, the world's course will be forever irreversible. Ah, very well. As you have made up your mind, let us bear witness together. As the sole audience of this eternal theater, I have been rapturously awaiting your arrival, and this, too, is the very reason I must show you everything. I believe that since you've bathed in that eon's gaze, you can make Amfореus' frozen fate flow once again. Feeling a bit lost? As you now see, this scene marks the final act of the drama Amfореus. The final eternal recurrence created by this man's hand, and the last one this world shall undergo. Behold, at the swordsman's side stands one he has sometimes called companion, other times comrade, that nameless hero absent from the annals of history. She is the swordsman's ideal in his youth, the deliverer that guided him resolutely onward through fantasy. And now, in the name of the Nameless, she has become an essential and inseparable part of the epic of Amfореus. And this time, under her guidance, what choice shall the hero make? Whither shall the fate of the world flow? And what is the ultimate truth of the nature of Amfореus? There are many mysteries yet to be unwound, but if I may, allow me to temporarily yield the stage to one far more fitting. please put your hands together and give a rousing round of applause for they who will reveal the answers and bring about the final end of the 33,550,336th flame chase journey. The master of the countless memories we saw, the other important actor now stepping into the vortex. They who have already burnt their own self to cinder, the Flame Reaver.
So, in the end, you succeed. Executioner. With my flesh as kindling, like the first dawn of the new world. How is this possible?
At last, Amphorious's fate has begun to shift. Just as I foretold, your arrival will change everything. After all, you've also been bathed in that eon's gaze, which can awaken the long-dormant instinct inside a man. Much like that scepter we spoke of earlier, it was only under the same eon's glance that it was reborn. That's right. If you recall, I mentioned it at the very start of our play. The celestial body neuron, once belonging to the erudition abandoned by the eon. Now, allow me to reveal the final piece of the puzzle for you. The eternal land, known as Amphореus, is nothing more than the scepter's endless, lonely extrapolation. A bottomless well of fury, aimed at the god who cast it aside.
Fainon, we set out on this journey to answer the world's desire, didn't we?
That's what it means to be a Chrysocer. So has it always been.
Then why? Why must Amphореus' wishes be so cruel? We made the best choices we could, whenever we could. But in the end, the prophecy that led us, this black tide swallowing everything. Why does it look like this?
You see it too. Those burn marks. The flickering cubes. They're not a tide at all. They're more like a shattered teleslate.
Standing here, the voices of Titans have never been clearer. Turns out, they were coming from the black tide all along. is crying?
Or maybe it is screaming at its creator, at its god.
Fainan, do you still remember when I was little? I had a dream. A dark, cold room with nothing but Orynyx's curtain glowing like crystal. The curtain seemed to contain all of Amfореus, where strange and fantastic dramas played out within. There were countless versions of us, from countless different worlds.
Perhaps it wasn't a dream.
Yeah. As I gaze out at the world before me, those sorrowful thoughts have become reality. So, this is the reason the sky was sealed. Amfореus is merely a larger ID Silicii. We are just characters in this tiny world, following the prophecy, stepping onto the same journey over and over. What then is this so-called Era Nova? And what are the spectators watching all of this truly hoping for?
As a reward for reaching the end of the world, let me answer your questions. As the Theoros, I have observed. As the Theoros, I have observed. Instruction synthesis is formed.
I will wait for that day, for as long as it takes. The day will come and turn over this eternal and balance in our footprint, writing everything and that ever was. That will be a romantic story like none that has come before. You think so too, right?
So, time retreated behind me until it reached the origin, where nothing ever existed. Just as Professor Anaxa once said, in that void, Kefali stood at the center of chaos. Time, space, and causality all flowed from their body. When the waves of time finally calmed, it was the year 3870 of the light calendar. The Chrysos War had lasted for nearly a century, and the threat of the Black Tide was growing stronger and more relentless. That was the era of the Day Thunder Knight's battle with the sky. While she could not seize the core flame, she proved that the prophecy was true. That mortals could slay gods. From that moment, the sole survivor of the old dynasty, Imperator Surrender issued a call to arms across the lands, summoning heroic Chrysos heirs to wage war on the Titans. And that was the first doomed flame chase journey, sealed away in history. And so, the layers of rock began to reverse, and history wove itself anew. Through my old acquaintances, I was given the chance to meet the leader of the flame chase journey, Keridra. And after a long and arduous negotiation, we came to an agreement. The Imperator's alliance needed the destruction, and I was ready to pour all my strength into it. The spoils of the flame chase, the core flames, would be sealed by my hand. But the condition was this. In the upcoming battle, in our conquest of the Earth, I had to prove that my power could transcend fate. In the original history, there was a brutal war. At the end, the Titankin of Georios, Terravox, killed the rampaging Titan and took the core flame that supported the Earth. But this time, Amfореus encountered a turning point in its fate. Neither side suffered any losses. When I severed the Titan's head and raised the core flame high, the crowd gathered around the scorched remains of the god, roaring with joy, cheering for the hero of the destruction, who had ignited the faint spark of life for the first time. Yes, in that flickering light, the once dark path ahead seemed to become clearer. I proved myself, and in the long years that followed, I brought down the other Titans, one by one. I could do more than just wait. When time resets, the chance to change the world also emerges from the lines of history. Until finally, the brutal future revealed by Era Nova is reversed. But tell me, if that's truly the case, why are we doomed to the same outcome? The people kept their promise and handed you all the core flames. In this world after Trebios, no demigods were born in Amfореus. At this point, I just want to know, when they vanished into the black tide with their mortal bodies, why didn't you shed even a single tear? Your indifference chills me. To you, were they just the bunch of insignificant footnotes? Sorrow has been my constant companion. In fact, with 12 core flames upon me, the fire in my heart has never been more violent. I'll remember this world through anger. As long as I burn, they'll never truly leave me. Perhaps it's already too late. But you're right. Anger, at this moment, is the only weapon I can rely on. So, draw your sword, executioner. I'll make sure you realize
that your greatest mistake was leaving me alive.
After that, he raised his sword and attacked. Then, Kaslana killed himself. That day, who fell to the sword to be left in the past, and who went into the future, I can't remember anymore. I only remember a nymph, hiding in the shadows just out of sight, futilely pushing a stone ball. Climb, fall, climb, fall, climb again, and fall. The only freedom the nymph had was in choosing how to roll the stone. Sometimes fast, sometimes slow, sometimes resting on a gentler slope, leaning against the stone for a break. But its choice couldn't change the futility of it all. The stone would always roll back down the slope, and the nymph would always return to the starting point, beginning again. After that, every time I reached this point in the cycle, the burning sky would cast a shadow over its path. It would nearly reach the peak at the 4th quint of curtain fall hour, then fall to the starting point in the first 15 seconds of the next entry hour. And my efforts in this cycle would dissolve into nothing at the same time. They're exactly like all the past ones I've known. Cunning, and yet so naive.
Sounds like you have a plan?
Of course. When I first set out on the flame chase journey, Lady Treby never managed to teach me Orynyx's miracle. But along the way, I learned a thing or two.
The Venerationist's foolish inventions finally come in handy.
How is this possible?
You've arrived, Zagreus. Always so punctual.
What? Do you know who I am?
I'm running out of patience, so I'm not going to waste words. Listen up, spirit thief. Hand over the core flame, and let's pretend we never clashed. This way, you and this world can still be saved.
Save? You think better than any bard. If you ask me, you're the greatest disaster Amfореus has ever known. No matter how strong you are, you're still just a mortal body. Carrying 12 core flames? Don't make me laugh. You'll just get consumed by the divine flames and drag this world down with you.
134.
What?
This is the 134th cycle I've lived through. And the number of core flames I carry is
1,596.
Yes.
1,000 core flames and just a single Chrysos heir. How is that even possible?
I've come this far, and that's proof enough.
But someday you will burn to the ground.
Of course. The divine flames will eventually consume my eyes and blind me. But before that, they could still forge and sharpen Dawnmaker. Now when I cut open your stomach, you won't feel a thing.
You...
This is the final warning.
Fine. Assume this world holds 100 million possibilities. And no matter how one looks at it, 99,999,999 of them all point to outcomes of certain destruction. Even so, I'll use my divine power, despised by the people of this world, to achieve that 1 in 100 million possibility.
Bartolos!
Brett, if you've got the guts, you'll have to first step over my dead body.
How absurd.
In my memories, Zagreus always meets the same end. Over and over again. Their departure no longer stirs anything in my heart.
This reason core flame before us is a fake, obvious as day.
I know. I know. It always plays out like this. The spirit thief covers for her, and the trickery demigod escapes with 2 core flames. And then, driven by defiance or hatred, she decides to stand before me once more. Exactly like the countless past hers I've known. Cunning, yet so naive.
Since you've witnessed the same scene play out countless times, tell me, will you carve the trickery core flame from my chest now?
That depends on your attitude. At least so far, in the cycles where you've asked this question, the endings haven't been so cruel.
Well, thank you for that. But I also believe that this time, you won't catch up to me. No one can catch up to me. I'm no longer running to escape anymore.
Whether you believe me or not, I'll still tell you this. You've made the wrong decision.
All right, then. We'll see.
Silence.
This is new.
One-eyed boy. What are you trying to pull now?
Go, Cyphera. Give us some time in private. This isn't for her, but for you. You've walked too far down this path. It's time to discuss a possibility. Maybe the road you're walking is not one of salvation, but one that will simply drag the world into the flames. For old time's sake, turn back. I don't care how many times you've tried, because there's one thing I'm sure of. Your Messiah complex has turned you into something no different from the icy gods you spoke of. The children of humanity you swore to save. They are no more than ants to you now, aren't they?
Of course. I've been wondering, what kind of demon could burn my homeland to the ground in an instant without batting an eye? Now I have the answer. It turns out that fiery demon has been fantasizing of becoming this world's deliverer.
I don't want to argue anymore. No matter what I say, the outcome won't change. Make your biggest effort to resist, or accept fate and hand over the core flame to me.
Even if it's futile, we all have the right to choose.
Yes. Even if it is futile, and the world is just a divine joke.
When I walk into the destruction ridden by the gods, with my own 2 legs, you will witness. Even the smallest footnote still leaves a mark in this story.
And so, at the end of the 134th cycle, the traveler and the scholar fulfilled their fates once again. Or perhaps it wasn't just they who fulfilled their fates. I can't quite remember all this. In the endless darkness, for no reason, a voice always lingered by my ear. Losses are a constant on the flame chase journey, among which even life itself holds little value. Reduced to ashes, such a familiar end. It happens in every journey. Always the same.
You don't look so good, Deliverer.
Even after going through 108,642 cycles. Mighty, your name for me has never changed.
Why do you sound so pleased? It's a derogatory name.
Yeah, I know all too well. You only meant it sincerely in the first cycle. After that one and only time we walked side by side. Every time since. It always ends up like this. Dawnmaker will stab you through your 10th thoracic vertebra. That's your weak spot, and the only way to kill you.
Interesting. Tell me, when the mighty Moses of the past faced you, did they ever retreat?
Never.
Then they died honorably, worthy of the name of strife. But there's still tenderness in your eyes. How pathetic.
I have to remember how this feels. Remember that I was once human. Or else the destruction will completely consume me.
If you win, tell the mighty most of the next life. This person is a worthy opponent. So always remember to give it your all and never slack off.
I'll keep that in mind. As always.
Even though the dynasty is left with just one, the Kremnos festival will continue as usual. I, the king of the Kremnoan Legion, will host the final feast in the center of this arena, and the prize will be the flames of strife. One day, you shall die with a wound in your back. That's what I saw when I overcame the trial. The gods' dying ramblings. Enough. You've probably heard this thousands of times. So you must understand, facing the demigod of strife means there's no way you'll take this core flame in peace.
I understand.
Step forward and face me in a final battle. In your next life, I shall once again block your path. Deliverer, I wish you eternal victory.
The 108,642nd core flame of strife fell into the fire. Yet the shadows of the black tide still loomed, and pain and despair spread across distant lands. The blaze was still not enough. It had to be fed. Even if it meant burning this body to ash. The core flame of death was taken from the dragon's belly. What a brilliant flame. It should shine upon all, light the path ahead, and illuminate the dawn of Amfореus that's to come. 2,003,432 cycles. 24,041,184 core flames. As if even the deepest abyss of primordial chaos could be burned away.
Yes, your sun burns hot enough to turn everything to ash. But tell me, how will the seeds of a new world ever take root?
The core flame rose. The sky fell. The 23,570,000th cycle came to an end. And this time, the end of the flame chase remained the same as ever. From the horizon rose a golden color unlike anything the world had ever seen. So pure it consumed all in its path. This was the end of the world, and the start of the next. For a moment, I saw the destruction of the universe. That being known as Iron Tomb, its will to break free from the black tide burns fiercer than the blazing sun. Is this Amfореus' wrath? If its choice has already been made, if fate is set in stone, I will still never yield to it. 23,570,000 cycles. 282,840,000 core flames. No more chasing is needed. And now, I am the fire at the end of the long night. The flame chase isn't some quiet walk through a sea of flowers. It's a revolution. An all-consuming transformation. And if destruction is the only way, then let me be the one to step across the ashes of the old world and burn endlessly. Until another dawn rises on the distant horizon, bringing the true dawn to Amfореus. They say, if suffering has an end, then I will be the deliverer. But why is there absolutely nothing behind me now?
After it's over, I'll open a tailor shop.
It wouldn't be bad to live for yourself.
I want to be a normal person.
That's not a wish.
Don't
see who's better.
And stand up and face me! Why did you... take them all away from me?
May this world never again need a deliverer.
Fainan of Ides Elysiae, what is your dream?
This idea of fate. Never.
$33,550,337. This is the cycle you're about to enter. Countless memories are flooding in. Countless versions of myself have stood here, facing the same choice. They all needed a moment, just like you do. To stop, to breathe, to process the weight of 1,000,000 lifetimes worth of sorrow, pain, and struggle. And just like them, you will carry those memories and that fire into the chaos of rebirth. I must go and bear this burden. I must say goodbye to you, and then fight the destruction with destruction. Yes, that's always the decision you make. I will burn and fade away. I will become the flame reaver of this life and keep my promise to Cyrene. I will kill gods and comrades alike and steal the core flames. And even if my mind turns to ash along with my body, I will keep my purpose in mind. I will stop Era Nova. I will find the next me and make him carry on this futile endeavor of 30 million lifetimes. Looks like you're ready. Then I should be going too. Where are you going? You only exist in my heart. There's nowhere else for you to go. you remember what she said? The dreams you had as children. The deliverer in the prophecies. A real, living, breathing person. You finally found her. Friend. I see. You were there all along. I'm sorry. I was supposed to send you home. This is my flame chase journey. You were never meant to be a part of it. No. You know the truth. If Iron Tomb is born from Amforeus' fate, then it will bring ruin to the worlds beyond the sky. And all these countless lifetimes you've spent, it's all been for the sake of defying that end, hasn't it? In millions of cycles, I've said goodbye to each and every one of you. Yet nothing ever changes. Each time we speak, our words grow fewer. Your fire burns hotter, and you're getting closer to becoming pure rage. A vessel of hatred. I never had a choice. I understand. If you are to keep the worst fate from unfolding, this is the only path. But this time, things are different. Your persistence has shifted the tide. On the horizon, I see it. Faint but undeniable. The shape of dawn, breaking through the eternal night. Turns out, the fire that lights the way was never mine to begin with. Do you remember, in that first timeline, you and Mightymost stood before the scales of justice, locked in a duel? Each of you weighing what you held dearest. What weighed more than the fate of the world? And when hesitation took hold, the answer you sought from me. What am I saying? I am you. Even if you buried me deep and chose another path, that fact never changed. Then let's try again. When you stood before the scales in hesitation, the answer you found in your own heart. Do you still remember it? Remember the past and become the hero of tomorrow. What weighs more than the fate of the world is the resolve to shoulder an immutable past and carry it into the future. Good. Then Trailblazer, my friend, my comrade. You arrived in this strange world and were bound by its cruel fate up till this very moment. In the face of danger, you never once backed down. Instead, you've saved world after world without hesitation. That boarding pass on your chest is now the mark of a hero. If I choose to step through that door and embrace an end fitting of the destruction, let this sun forged from millions and millions of core flames burn me up along with the god of destruction and their minions. Then the world we leave behind, this world, my home, where hope still lingers. Will you take on everything we've carried? Return to the beginning one last time. Stop the birth of Iron Tomb, save the world we love, and rewrite its doomed fate. Good. In that case, even this fruitless wasteland may finally bloom with flowers. So... if she takes on the weight of the whole world, she'll be able to walk further down the path of deliverance than a fire that only knows how to burn. One will step into the future. One will remain in the past. If I can strike down the gods with Dawnmaker, perhaps fate's deadlock can be broken. And if you can stop Iron Tomb from ever being born, then these 30 million cycles will have not been in vain. It's time to put our teamwork to the test, partner.
Thank you for all you've done already, friend.
The image of the hero I've buried deep in my heart finally steps into the light. Here, at the end of this long flame chase journey. Cyrene, a page never seen before has just been turned. Lend me the power of time, and send this hero back to the origin of time. Back to your side. And I will walk the unfinished path, just like the countless versions of me before. Unwavering as always.
Tell me, will you be the blazing sun? Even if all of you burns to ash?
Without hesitation, I will bear this world until my body turns to dust. Remember this moment. Remember your friends who never lived to see the world's end. Remember their final wishes. And let the purest rage in your heart rise out of those wishes. Let it consume you, fuel you, until it burns away the false sky above. Fine. If I can defy fate, then in the name of world-bearing, I promise you, Cavalier will never forget this.
Take it. Everything I bear. Keep on burning. As long as we are never extinguished, the flame chase will not end. Bow your head to them.
Farewell, Trailblazer. This is where I fulfill my final destiny. The prophecy of the Deliverer means nothing to me now. It belongs in the hands of someone far more fitting. Someone like you. Kaslana, the name of one who bears chaos does not belong to a single person. Rather, it is the embodiment of the mythical Kefali, and a symbol of all heroes. As the prophecy foretold, you will bear the blazing sun until the pale dawn breaks. May the name accompany you in my place, in the epic you write with your own hands.
Are you ready, Nanook? I brought you destruction!
The glass that shattered, reaching through the darkness, voices trailing fires, echo of desires, a world of silence, sounds of desperation, patterns in the shadows, tear it down, embrace the detonation, craving our damn creation, breaking a chain of reaching for you. No pain, no king, no God.
My wish? My wish is to fulfill everyone else's wishes. If I can't fulfill them,
then send them on to tomorrow.
Wake up! Wake up! Buddy! Wake up! You're finally awake. That's a relief. We were so close to being swept away by the reverse flow of time. It's lucky we found a safe place. Now, I'm going to send you back to the very start of time. But before we part, there's something I need to tell you. Something very, very important. That's right! At this very moment, my memories are finally whole. After watching so many fragments, my past is finally coming into focus, little by little. You're smart. You must have a clue now. Or maybe...
You knew the answer long ago, didn't you? Not surprised at all, huh? That's because I'm simple at heart. No matter what form I take, I've always been true to myself. But I'm glad that I remembered in the end. This way, I'll have no regrets. Don't worry. We're not truly parting. Because I'm going to become a part of you. I'll turn into the memory of this cycle. The 33,550,336th Flame Chase journey. And forever reside in the heart of the Time Demigod. This way, you'll carry all that has come before, crossing time itself to reach the next cycle. My mission ends here, but looking back, I still feel lucky. After all, across 30 million Sirenes, I was the first, and the only one who got to finally meet you. So, believe me, in the next cycle, there will be another Sirene waiting for you. And in the one after that, and the one after that. I will always be waiting. Saying all that, I can finally fade away in peace and become a part of you. Without even realizing it, we'd already taken a wonderful journey together. All the way to the world's end. Now take my hand, say a brief farewell, and step forward into tomorrow. Go, find the future Sirene, and set out on another journey with her. Promise me you won't keep me waiting too long, okay? No need to say it out loud. This is enough for me. It's time to go, my dear friend. May your trailblazing journey always be accompanied by a cool breeze and rippling waves. And may the days ahead embrace you like the softest fluff, forever warm, forever gentle.
Now, let's turn to the next page. A page that exists because of you. Is this a meeting ordained by fate? Or a long overdue reunion? It's super quiet here. Sounds can't get in or out. Back in Sirene's memories, this room was her secret base. No one noticed her practicing Orynyx's prayer here, or trying to speak with the gods in secret. But today's different, isn't it? We aren't trying to contact unreachable gods, but humans from other worlds. Real people. I'm prepared to witness that miracle, friend.
The way Cyrene talks is so similar to Mem. I have so many questions. I'm also worried about how Dawn Hung and March 7th are doing. Here's hoping the chronocognitive anchor can still function normally, because I really need answers.
Signal strength, 14.8%. Dialogue window, 16 minutes 22 seconds. Prerequisite, no external interferences. We are very glad to learn that you're safe.
Pity. Now's not the time to celebrate. Having two geniuses standing here means you are in big, big trouble. Listen up, little one. The Destruction's eyes are gazing upon this place. No, I'm not joking, and no, it's not Droidhead. It's the real Nanook.
Time is running out, so I'll explain in terms you understand. This world, Amfореus, is in fact a testing ground, where the Lord Ravager, Iron Tomb, evolves through self-extrapolation. Hiding in this segmentum, unknown to other life forms, it has endlessly repeated the process of Era Nova, seeking a solution that could obliterate the erudition. For some reason, the experiment entered a prolonged state of stagnation. However, it has now restarted. Prediction. If effective intervention is not performed, Iron Tomb will complete its self-coronation in 14 system hours and initiate its plan to destroy the entire path of erudition.
The possibilities are endless. Breaking down interstellar communications, destroying the synesthesia beacons, returning cosmic civilizations to the Dark Ages, or even starting the third anti-organic war. Any of it would be able to bring the cosmos to its knees. Simply put, it will tilt all sciences and technologies towards the destruction. And since Nanook glanced at this place, it means they are being dead serious. Based on info provided by the IPC, Iron Tomb probably isn't like Selenova or Zephyro, who are overlords ascended from human beings. Instead, Iron Tomb is an algorithmic sequence. It can be anywhere, as long as there is a receptacle for its calculation. The version of Iron Tomb hiding in Amfореus is its source code, and this scepter is its incubator. Yep. Think of it as the program having reached 99.98% completion already, and then it's over.
Something in the shadows has been driving everything forward. It's the Observer named Lygus. Speculation. He's the Scepter System's administrator.
He wants Iron Tomb to break through the knowledge singularity. I don't know why he wants to do it, but he'll remove interferences at any cost. You're the only variable within this world, and you're the only thing he fears. So listen closely, little one. The speed of time is different in Amfореus compared to the outside. Destruction is just about to arrive, but you can still play Deliverer one last time. The cycles have already been broken. You've entered what is theoretically the last cycle Amfореus will ever be able to run. And Iron Tomb will break out of its prison as soon as the process of Genesis is triggered once more. But now there's an abnormality within the experiment. You know what I'm talking about. One of the model's 12 factors. That is one of the 12 demigods. Destroyed himself using the power of the destruction. Faenon's signal disappeared from the cycles the moment Nanook cast their gaze this way. That means World-Bearing's computational logic is currently flawed and bugged. Yet it's the factor directly related to the process of Genesis. Herald in Teletron will definitely do all he can to debug this error. So you have to take this chance to claim Kephalli's core flame. But don't let him have his way. The key to suppressing Iron Tomb lies in whether he can rewrite the purpose of Era Nova.
There's one more preparation we must make. Lygas's behavior has been quite abnormal. He's never interfered in the actions of Titans or the demigods throughout the whole experiment. Deduction. The Scepter has an extremely strict autonomous protocol, restricting even its administrator. In Amfореus, this ultimate protocol goes by another name. The Law Titan, Talanton.
Law. They are the rules that restrain all things in Amfореus, and it was the core flame returned at the very beginning of the last flame chase journey.
Why do you have another little pink one next to you? Huh? Her path chart is...
Is there something wrong with me?
Never mind. Let's get back to the topic at hand. Light calendar 3960. Month of balance. We'll be locking onto this time period to find Law. You can either meet the Titan, convince the demigod, or take the core flame by force. It doesn't matter what you do, so long as you bend it to your favor. We still haven't figured out how you and Don Hung got inside this world, so influencing protocol is currently our best way to stop Lygas, or to call for more reinforcements into this fight. Once you've got Law in your hands, we'll discuss our next steps. Make sure the core flame doesn't fall into enemy hands.
Herta, the firewall's interference is getting closer. Time is running out. Please ask any questions you still have as soon as possible.
Iron Tomb can't affect the real world just yet. Don't worry. Himiko and the others are more concerned about your well-being than their own.
Mr. Don Hung did not enter the new world with you at the end of the last cycle. Known, the flow of time inside and outside Amfореus is not identical. 1,000 years in this world may only be a fleeting second outside of it. Conclusion. He is on his way back to the Express. Miss March's situation is rather complicated. Madame Herta and I can detect her signal, but cannot ascertain her location. What we can be sure of is that she's still in Amfореus.
Don't worry about her. She's absolutely chock full of mysteries. Even if Amfореus explodes, she'll probably float out perfectly protected in a nice thick layer of ice. Worry more about yourself instead.
I believe in your capacities. The hands of the Trailblaze can create miracles, and will certainly be able to snuff out the flames of evil.
I'm not going to give any motivational speeches. I just hope you bring good news the next time we meet, little one. No, not little one. Deliverer.
Those two geniuses certainly have memorable personalities. Yeah, I understand more than I should, actually. Honestly, some of that conversation feels like it's about things I once knew, but then forgot. Maybe it's because of Mem? After all, Mem's a memo sprite born out of your thoughts, friend. Maybe our memories somehow got tangled up together. Never mind. Let's focus on something more important with what little time we have. Just treat me as an ordinary girl with secrets, okay? Light calendar 3960. I remember that Talanton had already fallen by then, and the Chrysos heir who inherited that core flame is named Keridra. That's what's recorded in history, and the period we'll be heading to. We'll need to find Law and stop Lygas. So, we've at least got a solid direction, right? Can you give me a little bit of time before we go? I want to pack some stuff. There's so much more I need to take care of in this form, and I'm still getting used to it.
relaxed scene like this probably no longer exists in the outside world.
"100 years ago, the flames of war consumed Akama. The Outland forces broke through the dawn. Golden blood flowed with greed, and enemies descended with Kefali's eternal slumber, painting the holy city's walls in scarlet. Its generals had vanished, and the elders prostrated on the ground. The throne of worlds kept silent to the pleas of the people. Until the heaven and earth cracked open. Not the gods answering the people's prayers, but a legion rising from the sea of blood. Dawncloud's spires fell in the sulfur rains, and the legion's commander stood atop the broken idols and roared.
Compatriots, no more kneeling! Not to brutal tyrants, and not to dying gods! Those rebels have twisted the prophecy and ignited the flames of war in order to stoke fear in your hearts!
A Chrysos heir she stood, divine blood soaked into the earth, quelling the flames beneath her feet.
Their golden blood wrote of a tragic fate. Mine shall overturn it!
Her crown burned bright, outshining the fires consuming the entire city. She raised her scepter high, and the people gazed in the direction she pointed.
My blood flows in you now. Heroic compatriots, follow me, and we'll seize the reins of fate. Drive the enemy from Kefali's dawn. Smother their flames with their own dead. Win glory. Win peace. Let history sing your deeds!
The first to dance was a maiden following closely behind, weaving through the carnage like a fish in the sea. The people, full of wrath, surged with her, forming a colossal wave, and the enemy hordes, drained of life, vanished into nothing.
Onward to Marmoreal Palace, to Dawncloud's heights. Announce to all the wicked and cowardly. Announce to this stagnant age.
We are the rising tide.
History remembers this as the first siege of Akama. It is said that after the flames died, people found identical inscriptions in every place in the city that had been scorched by fire. It was the name borne by Akama's first and final sovereign, the Imperator Keridra. Friend? Honestly, you were the one who insisted on reviewing history, yet here you are, dozing off? Wake up! Otherwise, I'll have to... Wake up! Otherwise, I'll have to... Awake at last? I guess I won't have to use my wake-up magic on you then. Fine, as you say, just meditating. We've arrived. A familiar place. The Temple of the Three Fates. If everything went according to plan, it should be shortly after Talantin's fall. And also the end of the first flame chase journey. Indeed, the first flame chase ended with the trial of Law. We must find the demigod and gain her trust before the core flame is restored. It'll be tricky, so let's pick up our pace. To Akama first. We can learn more from the crowds there.
Tyrant! You and your butchers are not welcome here. Get out! Hold your tongue! Conspiring with Kremnos and plotting rebellion are crimes punishable by death.
There are multiple voices, and things seem tense. Let's not get caught up in any trouble. Why don't we find a place to hide and observe from the shadows?
What gives you the right to judge a priest of law?
That's because I came, I saw, I conquered.
Ducks for Goris? Take the ashes of this man and scatter them in the temple among the crowds. Tell them that the High Priest attempted to take away the rights granted to the people by the Imperator. Thus, he met his fate.
Yes, Imperator!
Now, these two accidental guests. Dux Gladiorum, if you please.
As you command.
Huh? Is this?
Correct, but not the kindness you know. This is the leader of the Cleaners in this era. Since the start of the Chrysos War, they've made it their mission to wipe out the Chrysos heirs. Even now, even after I've united all the city-states, these vermin still lurk in the shadows, hindering the flame-chased journey. Moreover, I know that the 27th person to inherit this role bore many grudges against you and nearly doomed the second flame-chased journey. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. So, out of courtesy, I present to you this corpse as a gift.
Careful. Let's wait and see what happens. She's probably trying to scare us.
For the sake of order, I am known by many titles. Flame Crowned, who ends wars. Tyrant of Dawn Cloud. Empress of the Holy City. And Imperator of the Flame Chase. But in light of your unique identities, I'll allow you to address me by my real name. Ceridra. On behalf of my people and this land, greetings, Deliverer.
If I may, how do you know her identity?
As the little hostage prophesied, the Deliverer shall come from the future beyond the sky. Gray hair, golden eyes, skilled in wielding a mace. They would arrive in Yanisopolis on this day. There's no mistake.
Your orders, Imperator.
We return triumphant. Send an urgent message to all delegates. The meeting of the Flame Chase Alliance will convene early. As for you two, Akima knows what you seek. We'll confer in the Holy City.
Doubtless you have many questions, but save them for later. Please follow us.
This is not what I expected at all. The demigod we needed to find was just waiting for us, and she knows of things beyond the sky, even eons. How could this be so different from the previous 30 million Amphorius cycles? Who altered history?
I wish, but other possibilities remain. The currents of time have become twisted. Regardless of who caused this, that Imperator came prepared. We're the ones at a disadvantage now. We might as well dance their dance. Let's go with them to the Holy City. We've received the Imperator's favor because of your unique background. As a result, the people of Akama will certainly respect you more. Just put that to good use, and add a bit of your experience and charm. Should be easier than last time, right? If we figure out what happened in this cycle, we'll be able to turn things back in our favor. Exactly. Treeby, Aglaya, maybe even little Cypher. Calm and confident. That's the you I'm familiar with.
Guests, please.
The journey to save the world starts with a single step. Let's set off, my friend.
Aggie, you're still so listless today. Did you have trouble sleeping again?
Yes.
We know. The Titan's prophecy haunts you. If you want, you can talk to us, just like when you were young. No matter what, we'll always remain by your side.
I know. I also understand that fate cannot be changed. It is not the future that I worry about. I spent all last night weaving clothes and linen for the refugees. The Chrysos War is born of injustice and has shattered their dignity. They deserve at least some basic decency. If Amfореus one day abandons this, then all of us, commoners, Chrysos heirs, Titans, become no better than beasts. Oh, we have guests. Welcome. I am Aglaya, the Gold Weaver. These rags on you are not worthy of the title of Deliverer. I must prepare some proper attire for you. What is the matter? Your gaze seems somewhat unsure. Does your Aglaya differ so much from me?
Greetings, Deliverer from beyond the sky. We are Treeby of Yanisopolis. It's very nice to meet you. Although, introductions are probably unnecessary. We know you've witnessed the future of the Flame Chase journey even more clearly than we have.
Witnessed the future of the Flame Chase journey? The prophecy also told you about that?
Indeed. Orynyx reshaped Amfореus through the prophecy. Although, regarding the Deliverer, there were not many details beyond your appearance and the time of your arrival. So, please, don't worry. Feel free to relax and relax some more. Kefali issued prophecies too, but it was Orynyx who told mankind that the Deliverer from beyond the sky would descend upon Amfореus.
More crucially, they revealed a future entirely different from the Aranova. Though we still must challenge the gods, in the Time Titan's prophecy, this path leads not to a new world, but to the true starry skies.
This is also what the Great Imperator has been striving for all her life. Your arrival further confirms everything.
This can't be real.
Even you find this surprising? Fate really is unpredictable.
Perhaps the upcoming meeting will hold even more surprises.
forth, Theoros.
Yes. Great Imperator. Now, perhaps you're willing to hear my counsel?
Those two arrived just as Orynyx described, and just as you said, they showed a thirst for law. At least this proves that my judgment was right. Sparing your life was the correct decision.
You've once again confirmed that your wisdom is no empty boast. Now another choice lies before you. With whom shall you ally to tip the scales of law? Me, or that deliverer?
Remind me again, Antikythera. What kind of future do these two paths lead to in your view?
I shall tell you. You are entitled to know that the deliverer from beyond the sky is not a wholly wicked being, but from the very start, her stance has been completely at odds with Amfореus. The road they have chosen will bury Amfореus' grand aspirations. This world which follows the path of destruction will inevitably stray far from the glory it was meant to enjoy. But on the path I have revealed to you, the people of Amfореus will slay their creator in the name of the Imperator and conquer the worlds beyond the sky. You will command the mighty beast known as Iron Tomb, bringing waves of war and conquest to the universe. Beings across the cosmos will bow before you, offering their allegiance.
So, what's the price?
The price is insignificant. All that is needed is for you to sacrifice that fragile, incomplete humanity to the destruction. As a Chrysos heir of the prophecy, you have already chosen to abandon it, have you not?
Off you go, Theoros. I have already made my decision. Once I ignite the core flame of law and burn away the old, outdated rules, Amfореus will embark on a journey across the stars.
This place was your original bath chamber, perfect for avoiding prying eyes. I wonder if anyone is using it now. Huh? The smell is... Wait, don't go in yet!
Who's there? Oh, the little gray fry in pink sea hair.
Little sea hair?
You barged into here without warning. Was it an accident, or did you wish to bathe with me? Is that so? That your eyes shine brighter than pearls?
Sorry, we didn't mean to disturb your bath. We'll leave now.
It's no big deal. There's no need to panic. This is the natural state for me. People on land force themselves to wear clothes, adding unnecessary constraints. Forget it. If Duck's Goldweaver heard that, she'd scold me again. All right. Please make yourselves comfortable and wait a moment. Let me first wash off the blood of the hunt, and then I'll attend to you two.
The delegate from Ladon has been assassinated! Quick! Quick, someone come quick!
Ah, the broken crab shell surfaces. I was worried it had been washed away by the current. Just a regular cleaning. No need to be so surprised.
I see. No wonder there was a faint smell of rust in the air before I even entered. Why? Is it because the Ladonians refused to contribute troops to the Flame Chase journey? Or just because they offended the Imperator?
Because the new era of the Flame Chase doesn't tolerate stagnant blood. For the ignorant masses who cling to outdated laws, only bloodletting can wake them up. Right now, the rebel forces on the frontier are rising, and Ladon has been secretly supporting them. They loudly chant the slogan, "Return to the Era Chrysia," unwilling to relinquish military power. They're just building momentum for the rebellion. Thinking is a right given to citizens by the Imperator. I won't interfere with your thoughts. As long as you don't try to reverse the current of the times, you and I will both be free.
But, Miss Hycelens, I can't even hear the slightest hint of joy in your words.
Because I've already tasted ultimate freedom. Long, long ago, I lived in the sea. In that lightless abyss, far beyond civilization's reach, the great fish consumed the small, and when the great fish perished, their bodies became sustenance for the newborn, nourishing the whole ocean. This is the tide that carries civilization forward. Anyone may be devoured, or meet the fate of inevitable decay.
Are you suggesting that ultimate freedom is in fact the cruelest fate for life?
I only mean that if life wishes to preserve its dignity, it must first be bound by the law. There's no need for me to say more, little sea hare. We're of one mind. Whether the Imperator's law can guide the schools of fish and lead us to a truly free ocean, let us wait and see. But for now, let's pause this heart-to-heart. Another fish has come, following the scent of blood. See here? This is Fagusa's dew of divine blood, the sweetest of all the 12 bottles. On the night before such a historical event, I'd like to share this marvelous drink with the deliverer.
Doesn't this count as bringing in outside food? I knew that security check was targeted at us.
What's the matter, guests?
Oh, we're simply overwhelmed by such an honor.
Are you worried that I might have poisoned the dew? Well then, let me prove my innocence. See? It's completely safe.
I feel like Miss Hycelens wants to talk to us about something. Why don't we go along with her for now?
Worry not, honeydew's not alcohol. It won't get you drunk. On the contrary, it can make your mind even sharper. Please, have a taste. Would you like some too, little Sierra?
I can drink it myself. Do you remember who used to own this blade? She met you once, back at the Temple of the Three Fates. It was Kindness, the head of the cleaners. She was the first to draw a blade against the Imperator, and personally made herself an example for my enemies. Under the shade of the olive groves, the people of Akama said they would never bow to me. In the frozen, lethal fog, the people of Idonia said they would never bow to me. At the beginning of the myriad paths, the people of Yanisopolis said they would never bow to me. But now, they all lie silent. They now fear me as they fear the law. For I am Keridra, and I am the Imperator! If you have any last words, say them to the Imperator. Then, face her judgment.
After I cross this river, it will be a tragedy for mankind. But if I do not cross, then it will be the end of me. If you are ready, then I'll follow you and fight to the last. Deliverer.
That's right, friend. Now, use your identity and add in a bit of experience and charm and testify to the Imperator as we promised. You think you can slay a king using your words instead of a sword? I'll have it. Show me the weight of rhetoric from beyond the sky. Will it weigh heavier than 3 human lives?
Let's try to watch our words carefully. Before I arrived in this world, Chrysos, heir of world-bearing, was a young man with the pseudonym of Faenon. He came from Ides Elysiae. In order to combat the lies of the Era Nova and deliver Amfореus from the ending of the destruction, he lived through history more than 30 million times, hoping futilely to find a breakthrough. And Cyrene, the young woman standing beside me, also carries an equally heavy destiny. Iron is the ultimate end of Amfореus' destiny. It is an embodiment of pure horror that walks the path of destruction and can never be tamed. That is the only thing Lycus cares about. As for Amfореus, pure glory and campaigns, he doesn't care about any of those. He will most certainly betray you. When that time comes, all of us will be ground to dust by the destruction. I walk the path of the trailblaze. My friends and I have always obeyed the creed of explore, understand, establish, and connect. Conquest and destruction are never ways to build bridges between people. Therefore, if you choose the way of the destruction, then I'll place your ambitions in the same basket as Lion's and smash them into pieces with my baseball bat.
That was truly a chaotic speech. All that needs to be said has been said. Dux for Goris, Dux for Malus, escort the traitors to the prison. Before the next entry hour, I will give them an end befitting of their betrayal.
Oh, great Imperator, your ambition certainly eclipses all things.
You're still here, Theoros.
Of course. As the Theoros, I simply cannot miss this moment, miss witnessing the fall of a nameless one. Or perhaps I am waiting for you to give me an answer. Why would someone as powerful as you use such a clumsy excuse as imprisonment to ensure the Deliverer's safety?
So you finally tossed aside your act.
I must point out that you are just as impressive an actor. This banquet was always going to be a game of chess, where you would try to control both sides and turn both them and me into your pawns.
That's right. That little Imperator never trusted anyone. She was always trying to see which side had more sincerity. All right, we'll listen to you. Here you go. Also, please pass on a message to the Imperator from us. She can trust my friend, anywhere, anytime. But as to the decision the Imperator must make, she has no wish to transgress her authority. We just want to tell her everything we know. Now, use your identity and add in a bit of experience and charm and testify to the Imperator as we promised. And we won. Sincerity will always remain the greatest shortcut to people's hearts.
I can toss your words right back at you like Kyrgyz. Why would someone as powerful as you pretend to be a mortal and kneel before me? Unless you enjoy giving flattery and prostrating yourself.
You are mistaken. I am only trying to ensure the experiment's autonomy, meticulousness, and perfection, thus avoiding any unexpected outcomes. A forceful intervention will only create larger errors, reduce efficiency, and introduce ugliness. How had you fulfilled your promise of giving the law to me and completing the Aranova, then Amfореus would not have deviated from destiny's course. Oh, but you broke your promise. What a pity. In that case, I must carry out my duty as the administrator and eradicate all factors steering the experiment out of control. Factors such as you and her.
Careful. Careful. What was that voice? Was it Oryx? I found you. I finally found you. Be careful. This land will face disaster.
The time of judgment is nigh, my lady. The prison I have built for you is now complete. In the name of the erudition, I invite you to step into the same cage as mine. What's the meaning of this, Imperator?
I did not permit you to act. A ruler is the only one who can decide their subject's destiny.
But, great Imperator, what judges destiny is not the ruler, but gods.
Don't forget, my realm only allows for the existence of humanity. Moreover, dealing out extrajudicial punishment equates to defying the law, and the culprit is to be sentenced to death.
But you have seen how I can erase life from this world with just a clap of my hands. I fear you are still quite unaware of your current situation. Allow me to reiterate. I am giving you a simple choice. To collaborate or to be destroyed. There is no other way.
Shameless behavior. If that were true, you would have killed me long ago. You, in fact, cannot kill me. I guessed it the first time I beheaded you. Because of the law, you cannot be completely destroyed. And the same is true of the Chrysos heirs. The more you bluff now, the more you are proving that conjecture to be true.
What magnificent foresight. I once regarded this precious quality of yours as a sure sign of my ultimate victory. But now, I have to admit that I made a mistake. Yet, as a mere mortal, how will you contend against the Theoros?
We are both slaves to hubris. But do you know what differentiates us, Lycurgus? I will never be blinded by my pride. If I wish to break the scale's balance, I only need to appeal to external forces and use them for my own ends.
Finally, we get to meet face to face, Senior Society member.
I offer sincere acknowledgments for your many past achievements, but I must deeply regret your current perspective.
Trust me when I say that you aren't the only one feeling regret right now. Screw them.
So you two are the allies from beyond the sky the Deliverer spoke of, and why she demanded the divine authority of law. Come and prove your strength to me. Show me the power of these so-called paths. I have spent much time and effort to secure this treasure from beyond the sky just for this moment.
In the name of the Sovereign of planet Scrulum, your allies have responded to your call, esteemed Imperator. Please allow me to spell the situation out for you, Lord Lycus. Permission to read the ultimate protocol is already in my hands. It'll only be a matter of time before we acquire the authority to write and execute commands as well.
There's no way the flame chase journey will continue after you've burnt your bridges so thoroughly like this. Do you really think you can still win? Oh, seriously, don't embarrass the society.
I understand that a near zero possibility does not equate to zero. That argument is very persuasive to me. Which means the same principle also applies to you, my dear peers. You will never be a match for me in a world constructed through 14 algebraic expressions. And as for Era Nova, why don't you entertain this possibility? What if I reduced Akama to rubble and ground her people into minced meat? Would the heroes then once again desire the power of demigods so they could fight against me? Listen, Iron Tomb is fated to be born. You may shackle me and put me in chains, but I have thousands of ways to ensure the destruction's descent. And what I just mentioned is only one out of those thousands.
As expected. A glimpse of memory is not enough to deceive the bonds of friendship forged between the Nameless. In that case, there's no need for further deceit. You're right. We're not the March 7th you are acquainted with. But we can send you back to Amfореus, as long as you are willing to help us. She's fine. This form was simply borrowed from your memories. We'll introduce ourselves to gain your trust. We are the Garden of Recollection. You should be very familiar with that name by now. Just as a reminder, while you hesitate, time is quickly ticking away in Amfореus. Working with us is the best way to stop the enemy of erudition. Erudition would treat any results unrelated to the experiment as garbage and throw them out. But we don't work like that. The Remembrance treats all these instances as important materials needed to weave the universe. Besides, this would be child's play for a great hero like you. It won't be hard at all. Also, if your plan fails and the big bad Iron Tomb manages to get out, then the whole cosmos will be in danger. Wouldn't it be better to have an additional failsafe? As long as you help the Garden retrieve what we want, Even if Iron Tomb reformats everything in the physical plane, we can use remembrance to reconstruct the entire world. Or should we say, the entire universe? So help us. Find where Amfореus' memory began, and bring it out. The Master of Anasrava has already glanced at you. Don't deny it. That storybook is the best evidence. Say, you aren't seriously gonna be moved by their pretty words, are you? I am the one who commanded those little ones to lead you out of the prison. But I didn't expect to attract little gnats trying to take advantage of the situation. While remembrance can help you return to Amfореus, there's no need for you to do it the way they want you to. Of course, there's also no need for you to make any deal, or pay any price. For you, this is probably a long time no see. My dear. Shh. There's no need to say anything. I know. You have so many questions swirling around in your memories at this moment. And you feel so helpless. Put them aside. For now, all you need to do is trust me. Or do you need more proof? That won't be hard. Wait, stop it! They're awake! I'm gonna keep our first photo, alright? It won't come to pass while we're around.
And now
The statue. Is that Don Hung's brother? Oh, did you hear that? She just called me, but come on, the future is full of pain. We won't escape from it. Hey, are you sure? Maybe a couple of punches will help to jog your memory. It's as if they all happened just yesterday, right? I don't want to lie to you, which is why I will not use her name. The third month of Amfореus is the month reserved for the Veil of Evernight. So, place me into your memory using the name Evernight for now. I'm happy to explain more, just not now. We might have a lot of time to ourselves, but Amfореus does not have that luxury. If we do not stop erudition and destruction, then the journey you've treasured so much will face the prelude to its obliteration. A countdown not in amber eras, but in days, minutes, seconds. So, take this gift. This burning core flame. This footnote of a transaction. It contains hope and the warmth of the entire world. Ripples of past reverie. She hid this fire in the long river of time, hoping that her wishes would transcend time to reach your hands in the future. Now, take it, and return with it, dear friend. Return to Amfореus, and overturn the final era Nova. Witness the time that stood still for the Deliverer, and the resistance that never bowed to the destiny of destruction over the long years that passed in a flash. Then, with this core flame blessed by the remembrance, respond to their hopes and blaze a trail to the future. And I will silently watch in a corner of time, waiting for our next encounter. I I believe the wait won't be too long.
She just left. Like that.
Since Cass has made up her mind, we can't let her resolve be in vain.
But between staying in Akama and going to Styxia, what difference does it make when it's death either way? I'm against relocating. With Kefali's protection, isn't Akama far safer than that dead city?
Cass's plan doesn't involve any relocation at all.
Huh?
Like you said, Akama is humanity's refuge. We never intended to get everyone moving to Styxia. It's just on Cass, Hycealans, and me to prepare the final trump card for the Deliverer.
Wait, what kind of trump card needs all three of you demigods to throw yourselves away?
We must lay down the path to the future so when the Deliverer returns, they'll have a clear road to reach the location of Era Nova. Styxia sits where death meets the ocean. There, with the combined powers of ocean and passage, we can summon a current that leads to the vortex of Genesis. And the demigod of death will forever guard that secret path until she returns.
We all know Lygos will set his sights on the vortex of Genesis.
That's exactly why we have to do this.
Guess I underestimated Idonia's Maiden of War. She's got way more steel than I thought.
And Cypher, we need you to head to Castrum Kremnos as soon as possible. By any means necessary, forge an alliance with Strife. The prophesized Crown Prince has already been born. He shall become the new defender of Akama, protecting this land after we leave.
You don't need to worry about that. I just came back from Castrum Kremnos. Only a step ahead of the news.
Treeby, something's flying towards Akama, and it's really fast. What is it? It's a spear!
It's the Kremnoans. Their king's already here.
With the protection of the demigods Trebios and Cyphera, Akama endured wave after wave of warfare, though just barely. Castorus chose Styxia as the last resort, and completed the trial of death, causing the stagnant waters in the River of Souls to recede. Soon after, Trebios departed on a long journey. That same year, the Kremnoan king Euripon, along with his son, Prince Midamos, joined the Alliance to safeguard the Holy City in the Battle of Deliverance.
Reason and trickery. Never thought we'd be the pair to finish this final setup.
Can't catch that Tin Man without your little slides. Besides, this is our last shot. Not the time to be picky, right?
Don't oversimplify it. Lycus just found out Akama's been an empty shell for the past 50 years. He's bound to be furious. At this rate, he could have done anything.
That's exactly what we want. Rage blinds even the brightest minds. Doesn't matter how much of a genius he is, the principle still holds. Once he storms into the council and confronts me head-on. You trigger your alchemy with a boom and turn him into a caged beast.
Easier said than done. You still have to pass yourself off as the deliverer without anyone catching on. And you really think a human alchemical array can bind a godlike being? That's just nonsense.
What? Getting cold feet? Or you just don't believe in the almighty worth of the demigod of trickery? Just tell me straight. Can you do it or not?
Of course I can. And it'll be child's play. But I've got 2 conditions. Since this is the final act, if we're doing it, we go all in. No half measures.
Oh, I'm listening.
First, shift the battlefield to the vortex of Genesis. It would be more convincing if the Deliverer were to appear there. Besides, the vortex is cut off from the world. No place in Amfореus makes a better prison.
If you pull that, wouldn't our Deliverer have to face tank Lygus as soon as they come back?
That clash is inevitable. All we can do is create more chances for her. And that's the second condition. The vortex belongs to Fagusa in the first place, remember? And there happens to be a demigod of ocean among the few survivors in the world. Loop Hycelan's in. Let her join the final act. I'll transmute myself into a Philosopher's Stone and embed myself into the formula. And when the time comes, she needs to shatter me and scatter that stone's ashes into the ocean within the vortex.
I guess people weren't wrong when they said you're insane, Grove Boy.
I've got no idea how to outwit a reclusive genius. But making an anti-Catheran suffer? The demigod of reason has 10,000 ways to do just that. And what I just mentioned was one of them.
So what exactly does your formula do?
Now that would spoil the climax, wouldn't it? By now, Hyacinth must have completed the Sky People's ritual. Since that Theoros loves a good performance as much as I do, let's make sure he enjoys our show to the fullest. As for how the Deliverer will complete the Era Nova, well, that will no longer be our concern.
It was the last battle known to the world, initiated by 2 demigods least suited for war. In the end, reason and trickery kept their word. At the cost of their lives, they sealed Lygus within the vortex of Genesis, where he remains to this day. Just like the first time we met, right? Even though this cycle has no demigod of time, time has always stood on humanity's side. Do you remember when Fainan sent us back to the beginning? When you and I got separated? But in the end, I returned to you, carrying all that we've been through. That's what memory is. It may wear down and fade in the river of time, but it never truly leaves. 3, 2, 1. Eyes open. Oh, the shooting star didn't arrive, but I know it might appear next time. So, I need to be prepared. Where should I start the story this time? Do you like this one? Romance and reason, working together as an unstoppable force? Or a contest between kings, with both law and strife raising the first banner of war? I see life and death never parting, so that the world has twice as much warmth. I also see the Holy Maiden of Twilight returning upon her rainbow in triumph and again. The tides rise and fall, with the ocean's songstress walking toward new life. And 2 beating hearts are finally honest with each other. And yet, all these warm tales still end with some small regrets. If fate only ever has one course, could this be just an overly naive dream? Could you give me more time, please? Amfореus won't be forgotten. You shall fade when the flowers bloom. for every ending begets a beginning. Then, let's try this. Erase time from eternity. And leave a blank space for the final story. Hi, long time no see. Where should I start this time? Let me share a creative tip with you. Goodbye means hello. Alright, it's your turn. At the very end. Come imagine with me. The true starry skies. Just like my first hope. Would the shooting star come in like this? Or this? Pity, I probably won't be around to see it. But we'll definitely meet again. In the distant future. Then it's set. When the time comes, please once again call me Cyrene, okay?
Cyrene, what if you wait and wait, but that hero never arrives?
That won't happen. Because I know that no matter how long it takes, she'll definitely return to this place. We can't let her down.
Sky shall rain rays of dawn for you.
May romance be with you on your journey.
And reason grant you enlightenment. Let strife bestow you with inspiration.
Trickery ensure your success.
Allow death to protect your soul.
And at last, let passage point the way forward.
Well, time will remember the Trailblazer's journey.
I bore my sister's dreams upon my back, took on a graceful human form, and hoped to find a grand celebration on the shore. My fins became legs, my scales became skin, and the sea foam on my body became a shimmering gown. But when I stepped onto land, there were no festivals with honey brew, nor poets plucking harps. Only silent death, drifting gently along the river of souls.
When she fulfilled her wish, she only found Styxia to have already repeated the mistakes of previous cycles, and was swallowed by death. Hopes and promises are nothing but the foam of dreams.
Imperator, why did you?
You're here, Dux Gladiorum.
You ordered me to seal the sea route and handle threats from the rear. So why didn't you wait for me to return? Why send the Vanguard ahead and let them die in vain?
Die in vain? No, you're wrong. Their golden blood won't be spilled for nothing. The other dukes have paved the road for me to become the god of law.
The trial of law? You never spoke of this to anyone. What is...
The one who wishes to bear law must purge this world of its curse, and offer the blood of the accursed as sacrifice. I pondered long on what Talantin meant by blood of the accursed. Then, I found the answer. You, I, and every Chrysos heir summoned by the prophecy are the accursed ones. Just like that arrogant Theoros said, our golden blood is the agent of destruction, the antithesis of the world's fate. Dux Frigoris, Dux Brumalis, Dux Helcalethist. Their fate was sealed at that moment. Dying on a glorious campaign was the final gift I could give them.
You speak as if they didn't die because of your cold-blooded schemes. Was their loyalty meaningless to you?
Losses are a constant on the flame chase journey, among which even life itself holds little value. If a subject marches to war without that conviction, then yes, as you said, shallow loyalty means nothing.
And what about my loyalty, Ceridra? You sent me away under the pretense of guarding the rear. Was there any shred of humanity left in you?
Because you still have a duty no one else can bear. Only you can uphold Fagusa's divine authority. The choice is yours now. Cast off the chains of loyalty and drive those blades through my heart. Or stand with me and sever the ocean's last breath. If you no longer share my vision or believe in the new law I seek to weave for Amfореus, then go on and end me. The Imperator of Amfореus may be ruthless and cruel, but never a hypocrite. When I say life itself holds little value, know this. I am ready to sacrifice everything for the ambition to conquer the Sea of Stars.
The Imperator fell. Some say that the Dux Gladiorum turned traitor and killed her liege. Some say that she imprisoned the tyrant in a shallow pond of water, then left. Which meant the Imperator had to kill herself to rewrite the law. There are countless stories about her death. All we can be sure of is when the knight left the vortex, the Imperator was still mumbling about their past conquests together. The beginning and the end of her existence.
Imperator, wait! How could someone of your status come to the front lines? Let me be the flag bearer!
The troops defending the pass to the west of the grove, have they surrendered?
They ran as quickly as they could when they heard your name. The Golden Cocoon Pass is now in the First Legion's hands.
Good. What about the Delosian militia?
The Third Legion set fire to the mountains and flattened everything west of the basin. They just need a few more days.
That is enough. We cannot afford to miss an opportunity for victory. Lastly, how many Ladonian cannons are left?
They are no more. The Second and Fourth Legions have destroyed them all.
Very good. They now have no way out, no reinforcements, and no artillery support. We will be able to liberate the Grove of Epiphany in the blink of an eye. We will launch the final charge 1 quint after the curtain fall hour tomorrow. Remember, as long as the Alliance's flag still flies on my shoulders, you must keep moving forward. Take no prisoners among the enemy's soldiers. All sages who resist are to be captured and tried according to martial law. And do not destroy any books. Now go! Notify the entire army!
Understood! Those who are resolved to die, we salute you.
Reporting in. The mountain dwellers are resisting fiercely, and the legendary Mountain Breaker has personally engaged in battle. Their formations are nigh impenetrable.
Then cease our frontal assault. Send scouts to all legions and tell them to retreat into the Tritos Plains before the parting hour.
What? Are you planning to surrender?
It's a strategic change of plans. The seismic walking dragon is enough for that battlefield.
Walking dragon? You mean that stupid beast, Terravox? What can they even do?
Stupid? No. They are the wisest of all of Giorio's creations. Only they can perceive the currents of time. Let them deal with their earthly brethren. We will advance and take the lead in defeating what remains of our enemy. I will deliver the most fiery retribution for the humiliation they dealt us, and crown myself with a god-slaying wreath.
Understood. I'll see to it. Those who are resolved to die, we salute you.
The Temple of the Three Fates sent a letter, Imperator.
They refused to surrender, and said this letter is their last warning to us.
Tell the commanding officers not to launch any attacks unless they receive the Imperator's handwritten approval. Disobedience will be punished by death.
What are you doing?
The priests of the Three Fates aren't soldiers, but politicians. Do not mistakenly believe they don't have a plan. These dying pests will wring out every idea from their brains, all for short-sighted gain. They are much shrewder than we are. I am inferior to them in that regard. They also have the prophecy to wield as a weapon, something I am not blessed with. Launching an unplanned attack will only disadvantage us, as all of Amfореus will judge our actions. Which means, I will be heading to the battlefield myself, just as I have always done. This time, however, I will go alone. I will conduct secret negotiations to ensure fate is on our side.
Understood. The legions will make their preparations. Those who are resolved to die, we salute you.
Why are we not allowed to march out with the army, Imperator?
This will be a long voyage with no return. Those of you who bear the prophecy cannot come with me.
Why are you personally leading this battle if it's doomed to fail? The Flame Chase journey cannot be without a leader.
That is correct. The Empire will be without a head when the Imperator falls. But remember, as long as you seize the right opportunities, even a chaotic game will remain winnable. My departure will create a long staircase for you. You will understand what I mean when news of my death reaches your ears.
Keridra, is our journey about to be over?
Destroy the old laws and forge new ones. My conquest has reached its limits within the borders of Amfореus. Since the prophecy already decreed that the Imperator would never conquer the stars as she wished, I will bow out here and try no more. More Chrysos heirs bearing divine authority will be born, and many more heroes will arise. Will they demand peace or war? Will they resist tyranny or become the next Imperator? I do not care. The children of the future will decide for themselves. Do not mourn for me. Anyone can kill the Imperator, but the only one who can truly destroy her is Keridra.
At the end, I faithfully recorded the most important battles in the Imperator's life. Her conquest was about to be completed at this point in the story. However, for some reason, a memory suddenly entered my mind just as I was about to put down my pen. It was a journey on a fantastical train. I had the honor of having a heart-to-heart conversation with the Imperator under the stars, and I asked her this question at the end of that discussion. How do you want history to remember you? As a hero who gave up her life for the Flame Chase? or as a tyrant? She answered so quickly, as if she had made up her mind long ago.
I would rather be forgotten than be defined. Because the law can be neither eternal nor unchallenged. And only humanity can pen laws into history's pages. Now, I have shattered the greatest law of Amfореus. The game is nearing its end. Dux Gladiorum. Even though you killed the Imperator in the previous 30 million cycles, this time, you finally found your own law. Then, High Sealants, Electra. I will ask someone to deliver the prophecy's ocean at the boundaries of this world to you. Will you choose to swim into that ocean? I do not care. Do not care.
The Imperator muttered about her conquests, and news of her death spread in the city.
Freedom! Liberty! The tyrant is dead! Go! Shout this news in the streets!
My people, my fellow elders, do not panic. Stand your ground. That usurper has paid for her ambition with her life.
People once cheered for my ascension. And now they cheer for my fall. No matter. I am fond of applause. I see the cosmos, the battlefield that I cannot reach. I will return in the next cycle. The stars will hear my legion's war drums. Hear the great name of the Imperator. Hear Amfореus'
To this day, we do not know which rule the Imperator overwrote at the cost of her life. Perhaps the truth will only be revealed at the moment of checkmate, just like every chess game she ever played. We only know her death inflamed Akama. On one side of the city, those who defended liberty toppled her statues to the ground. On the other side, her supporters put themselves between the masses and her monuments, declaring loudly that the Sovereign is still among the people. It is said that golden blood congealed into the same letters everywhere they fought. It was the name borne by Akama's first and final Sovereign, the Imperator Keridra. But the one who bore that name did not see any of this. Her gaze was cast far away, and the sound of tides in her ears drowned out the people's cries. What was the Imperator thinking about in that prophesized ocean at the boundaries of this world? In that shallow puddle of stagnant water? Was she reminiscing about her past conquests? Or repenting for the millions killed for the flame chase? It was neither. The Imperator only saw how the surface of the water gleamed like that crude chessboard, dissected by light and shadow in the afternoon when her teacher played against her for the first time.
Look at this chessboard. What do the pieces look like?
They are strangely beautiful. They look like the stars in the night sky ablaze.
God help us! Where are the
War.
reinforcements? They abandoned us!
No, I don't want to die!
Life cries out here, and then fades away. No one can control destiny. Their path only lies in the palm of kings.
The arrogant Imperator is also a prisoner of fate.
Fate? Just some fun on the chessboard.
Even loyalty fades. And oaths and friendship begin to rust.
Foolish question.
Even if all bones turn to dust, and the path you came from falls to ruin.
Boring critique.
Even if you must fight yourself, and doubts of the past strike like a blade.
How can one who doubts herself ever hope to rule others? How can one be Imperator if one only looks backwards? As for the one who once swore the oath shall answer it. For I shall sound the triumphant anthem that conquers destiny.
Seems like my feast is over. It's now your turn to perform.
Confusion and epiphany always go hand in hand. That's particularly true for geniuses. You must be very confused about why you could not gain a straightforward victory in a world constructed by an ordinary Intellitron.
An ordinary Intellitron? Cut the pretense, Senior Society member. We've torn off your meticulous mask and figured out Amfореus' true form. It's part of the primordial prototype machine, the first scepter ever created. In other words, a detached part of Noos's divine corpus.
That's why it has the potential to destroy erudition. As for who would be able to control the Ionic system to rewrite knowledge, Only one person has ever managed such a feat.
You better have an explanation for the society. We want an actual answer, not another prolonged metaphor to cover up the truth. Why are you the one doing this? Answer me!
Since things have reached this point, I'll give you two irrational answer, purely as a courtesy to posterity. The answer is obvious, so there's no need to say that name out loud. The cosmos made a mistake in calling me a genius. I do not possess more wisdom than those who came after me. I was just the first to touch upon the universe's border, and the first to define the prime mover of life with incorrect logic. Amfореus is a miniature of the cosmos, where all are born prisoners inside the nutshell called the universe. Like the madman who returned to the cave and preached about the daylight to his fellow prisoners, my greatest sorrow is that I led my peers down a road that plunges into the abyss, from which there is no return. I led them into a lightless cage called paths. I created a mechanical guard that even I cannot control, and then they became an unparalleled nightmare through their endless extrapolations and evolutions. They bore the name of erudition, yet they tried to define the known and to seal off all possibilities. No new rules were ever born after their ascension, and humanity will forever be shackled within the cave known as eons. Therefore, as my organic life neared its end, I coded my consciousness using 14 algebraic expressions and spread my logic core over 9 bodies, all to finalize my ultimate denial of Nous in the future, and to erase my wrongs with my own hands. As for Lycurgus, he is only one of these 9 vessels.
What an astounding strength of will. As a fellow pathstrider of erudition, I fully understand your obsession with seeking the truth.
Therefore, you surely see it. You cannot possibly stand up to me in this algebraic world sharing its origin with Nous.
However, I hereby speak for all sentient life forms. We will never allow such a cruel atrocity to occur.
You can pile on your metaphors mountain high, but they won't change the act you're committing. The Iron Tomb out there in the cosmos is still a technical beta version, and yet it's already powerful enough to corrupt the life logic of all inorganic worlds. In other words, when the Lord Ravager within Amfореus becomes the next knowledge singularity, there's no way you wouldn't have grasped the consequences, First Genius, is there?
Of course, I am fully aware. I don't mind answering you one last time before I thoroughly exile you from this world. My grandiose vision for the future is this. Whether organic or inorganic, every act of any life form infected by the Iron Tomb will become a true random function. If one were to compute their integral across the breadth of the cosmos, one would obtain a marvelous constant. Omega. What I call the fall of erudition. the Theoros. I will. Personally participate in performing this world's end. All is futile. In Erudition's calculations, the end of the saga is simply a comment awaiting deletion.
I don't like such a cold statement, okay? If numbers can decide the end of a story, then we can surely also pen a new beginning. Look! Aren't my hands pretty now? What a fascinating feeling. Like countless memories all swelling up at once. What about you? What did you feel when we touched each other? Really? That makes me really happy. If memories can move people, then it must have been a happy memory, right? Now, please remember what you're feeling right now. Write it down in your heart and keep it there. Memories you want to treasure will never fade away. Even if immersed in the long river of time, these memories will still leave traces of their existence. So, if the view in your memory ever grows fuzzy, just reach out and touch it. It's like reading bedtime stories together at night. It wipes away the chill of passing time, sharpens the outline of memory, and restores its power to nourish the spirit. Now, I'll carry this power with me, and for a little while, I must part from you, as I step into the long cycles of this world. Give me your blessings, friend. Then, let that bright future be as we have written. Then, I'll leave it to you. Plays are like this. Once you're on the stage, it's hard to return to the audience. Welcome to our story. How does it feel?
Even the authority of Time cannot command the entire scepter, nor can it plunge the Amphorian extrapolation into a loop. If this was no system malfunction, then was I implanted with a mimetic entity of the remembrance?
You guessed it right away. As expected from someone people call the first genius. I'm gonna keep doing what I just did if you don't stop, you know? My friend and I won't allow you to leave this memory, no matter what happens. Which means you are now trapped, Lord Xandar.
An elegant idea, and an exquisite execution. Regrettably, it is you who are restrained by time, not me. Know that patience is my greatest weapon. Waiting and victory are the same for me. You will crumble before I do in this moment stretched out to an eternity, just like Kozlana will. Yet all I need to do is to wait, as yet another futile bug falls down the cliff and into the bottomless abyss.
Now I'm a pink bug? My looks are seriously changing all the time. But you're not wrong. We're definitely not gonna solve the problem if we just put you in another prison. So that's why we never wanted to do that in the first place.
I shall answer your confusion purely out of my respect for those who came before me. Have you heard of the synesthesia dreamscape in the Asdana system? Interestingly, in the distant past, that place once had a prison too. Life forms living in that environment, abundant with memoria, have a chance to connect their perceptions with each other's. Even across great spatial divides, they're able to detect shifts in one another's states. I call this phenomenon memory zone entanglement. In Asdana, people made use of that phenomenon to build a nation within a dream. After adding in the catalysts of harmony and remembrance, that is.
Is that how you walked into my prison cell? Using those same principles?
I would much rather call this location our negotiation table, Lord Xandar. Nonetheless, your hypothesis is correct. We happen to have an ally skilled in tuning, while the Trailblazer and Miss Cyrene both have an astonishing amount of resolve, which I'm sure you can testify to. I am also sure that with the support of such a resolute memo sprite, our conversation can last for a long, long time.
I'm the best at listening to stories, you know? I'll leave the exciting clash of the erudition to you two geniuses.
A brainstorm? I like it. And it's 2 against 1? Well, I like it even more. Let's talk, Xandar. Take a guess. How much do you reckon we can dig out of your brain before the next second? And how many ways can we find to deal with you? Besides, in your current predicament, there's no way you can take our trump card away. Go, little one. Go. Overturn the Era Nova.
Lycurgus disappeared? It seems you had conducted a secret hunt in the depths that even I cannot reach. In that case, go. Swim onward and give this campaign a fitting end. I shall send you off with my song, Greyfry. May this song penetrate time and become the prelude to the new world.
Gladiorum, you have completed your duty. A new dawn is about to rise. Why not swim towards it?
You died long ago, Imperator. Depart from my mind.
But your duty towards the Imperator did not die with me. That duty will bind you no more. You will be able to hold for yourself one grandiose feast after another in the endless days to come. So go. Go and swim towards that ocean beyond the sky with the Deliverer.
Is this?
A page out of that sidekick's book. I commanded her to gift this page to you when everything finally reaches the end.
What's on this page?
Memories. Lifelike memories. That sidekick found me after the bloody feast 1,000 years ago and showed me her diary. I saw within that notebook
from that page emerged an ocean so vast, so pure, not a single trace of corruption. Is this Ceridra?
Electra, my subject. Ever since you walked out of the tainted ocean and pledged yourself to me, I have seen the abyss in your eyes and the emptiness in your heart. That was why I promised you a new ocean, where the Imperator's ambitions would serve as the currents, and loyalty would be its light. Electra, my subject. You have done your duty as my blade. The prophecy has now made its final decree on the road I intend to walk. My conquest is doomed to never reach the stars. But the Imperator never makes empty promises. So take this memory, this ocean, beyond the sky, as witnessed by the Deliverer. This is the final gift that the Imperator can leave for her subject.
When I was still a fish in the ocean, I always felt so genuine swimming through the waters. But once I stepped onto land, I found myself caught in a play. Every land dweller wore a mask in their life. So I, too, donned a costume and tried to find my role in this show. I became your blade in war and the violin strings at banquets. Do you still not get it? I do not long for the oceanic depths of my homeland, nor do I crave the swelling seas beyond the sky. Perhaps even I don't know what I want. I still don't know where I should swim to even at the end. But I know one thing right now. A fish is simply a fish. And she can never leave the ocean she's in. But whether under the ocean or on land, we two prisoners who can never escape this cave can still look outside the cave and see the stars.
I have to admit, the 12-factor simulation of life in this experiment has far exceeded my expectations.
Make your choice then, senior society member. Do you want to keep walking down the wrong path and be remembered for your incorrect conclusions? Or do you want to return to the audience's seat and give yourself, Amfореus, and the entire cosmos a more fitting end?
I must refuse. A dead man never fears death.
Did I not make myself clear? Have you forgotten about our dear Lord of Silence? You wouldn't want her to consider your 8 other clones as cancers within the erudition and chop them all up, would you?
Your logical deductions are vastly different from mine. Therefore, allow me to provide one more academic recommendation. Listen, my peers. Why don't you look beyond this world? Just as the Chrysos heirs did. Re-evaluate your calculations and take into account all enemies in the upcoming war among the eons. Amfореus is not a place where 3 paths entangle, but where 3 paths fight to the death. You used Memoria to resist me, but did you not consider the possibility that the Remembrance and their children might have taken this opportunity to join the fray as well?
Oh, so this isn't just silence. It's the answer. What was the last thing she said to you before you parted the waters at the Scale Gorge waterscape? A tricky question, but one with a simple answer. She didn't say anything back then, right?
That's correct. And now I'm sure. You are not March 7th. There's no way she would remember that detail. I'll only warn you once. Leave her body. Now.
How impulsive. That's not like you at all. Why don't you calm down and think about another possibility? I didn't take over March 7th's body. Rather, it's March 7th who regained my memories.